One of the most destructive weapons that we've actually ever created are nuclear weapons. That is why till today, some countries they are wishing, they are praying that if there is a way God can make us forget that weapon so that we won't remember them at all, God should do it. Because of the destructiveness of that thing called the nuclear weapon. The weapon is a different ball game entirely. Like I said in one of my lectures, I said it to destroy the building, destroy the human, destroy the housefly, the mosquito, the car, destroy the ground. Right. And that is just the least of its impact. There is also has a long-term impact. 50 years from now, they are still feeling the effect. That's apart from the long-term sicknesses and diseases that to give to individuals, all those ones that are difficult to cure, cancer, leukemia, you just mentioned them just from one nuclear explosion. So that was, nuclear, but that was why I said, I don't know who created that thing. What made that person wake up to think of how can I kill people effectively? We are not talking about the nuclear weapon itself. We are talking about the prevention, how to stop the spread of that there. Now, there are 4 types. Actually, they call them weapons of mass destruction collectively. One, it's a biological weapon. Biological weapon. Now, second one is what we call chemical weapon. Third one is radiological weapon. Then finally, you have nuclear weapon or atomic weapon. And out of the 4, the most destructive is the nuclear weapon. The other 3 are bad, but they are not as bad as that number 4. That is why almost every state in the world, most states, they concentrate on that nuclear weapon. When I was teaching power, I tell my students, you can be poor but be powerful. Poverty should not define that. Power is something you must run. You can be extremely poor, but be powerful. And again, if you are rich again, still be powerful. Because when you are rich and you are not powerful, you are useless. You don't believe me. North Korea is one of the poorest countries in the world, but they are powerful. Their poverty did not define their identity. Canada is a rich country, but they are powerless. They are useless. Canada is for Trump to now be saying they want to make Canada a 51st state. Imagine the insult. I want to make Canada one of my local government area. They are not saying that about China now. And that was why I said, see, you can be poor but be powerful. And when you are rich again, you are in trouble. Korea is poor, but they are powerful than all the African states put together, despite the fact that they are poor. So poverty and power are not related. They are 2 independent biological weapons. See, and this is the shocking thing. That thing is all around also. When you take all these living organisms, bacteria and viruses now, then you put them in bullet and you start shooting people with it. When you take all these sicknesses and diseases that we have around, COVID-19, smallpox, chickenpox, put them in bullet or missile or bomb and start throwing it around the country. That's biological weapon. Yes, now. And so that was why they said that COVID-19 was a biological weapon that escaped from China. It's normal, natural. So let's continue. 2, you have chemical weapon. Chemical weapons are man-made agents. Even as the name sounds now, chemical weapons are man-made agents. That's you combine different chemicals together now. There is a good component when it comes to bomb making. In fact, there's what we call a nerve agent that paralyzes the body. Nerve agents are like those things you use on mosquito. When you flit a mosquito, you are paralyzing the nerves of the mosquito. Those things die a violent death. So we have them in human form that they use on human. That was why they attacked Saddam Hussein, that they said he has weapons of mass destruction. Because during the first Gulf War, they discovered he had lots of them, manufacturing them. In fact, during the war between Iran and Iraq, 1980s to 1988, they use it to taboon, sarin. Those are things that will enter into your body. When you pour salt on earthworm, the way that thing, that is what the chemical thing will do to your body. It affects it collapses your lung. Your lung will not be able to breathe, close and open. Chemical weapons are usually gases now. That is why you hardly ever see them use it in war now. Because it is dependent on the wind, on the direction of the wind. When you throw it this way, if the wind blows it back, you're on your own. So the thing, you can't predict how that thing will those are chemical weapons. And shockingly, most of the stuff they used to make soup, part of them can be converted to make chemical weapon. Yes. It is the same with that nuclear bomb thing that you were talking of. These day-to-day chemicals that you have, if you know the technology, how to cook them properly, you can turn them. The closest example is that fleet. That's why they tell you to leave your room when you fleet. That is not good. Third, that is the favorite weapon of Russia. So radiological are just, you take all this radioactive material, you just drop them small, like salt in people's drink. That is all. Their destiny is finished. In fact, dropping is even an understatement. Just make sure the thing, just like powder, just small to touch that thing. Once the person comes into contact with it, cancer is in their generation. Scrape out. That was what Russia used in killing that guy in Britain. They target their agent. They drink tea a lot. That is all. Now, remember the brother of Kim Jong-un. I don't know if you remember that little story. Can you remember that they gave one prostitute to just hug? Exactly. That is radiological. Just think of Gary, just small. Just small. Just my guy. That is all. So when you now pick all these weapons, all this something, that's why they call it radiological. The effect of that is limited. Radioactive material. Anything that is radioactive is something that can destroy your cells. Nuclear weapon. So the four of them is what we call weapons of mass destruction. Yes, nuclear weapon. Now, see, for nuclear weapon to work, it needs two chemicals. For it to work, it needs two important chemicals. Unbelievably, only one of the chemicals actually exists in nature. It is mankind that created the other. For nuclear weapon to work now, it needs two chemicals, uranium and plutonium. Now, uranium is naturally, plutonium is what does not, we created the plutonium so that we can actually create a nuclear weapon. So just those two. So it's when you have the two and you cook them, that's the best way I can. What we are interested in now is the nuclear policy. How can you stop the spread of that terrible technology? The thing is out already. How do you make the world a safer, better place?